Buzzy and I grew up together. I guess I've known Buzzy for 65 years. I first met him when, I guess we were in junior high school, but we became fast friends when we were in high school. Buzzy, I don't have to tell you this, Buzzy was one heck of a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Buzzy went on to LSU, and I went to Ole Miss, so we would get together each Christmas and Thanksgiving, and of course all during the summer. And I can tell you, we had one good time, one after the other. We had a wonderful relationship. When Buzzy graduated, he went on off to, I don't know where, California somewhere, some awful place. And I stayed at home. We really kind of lost contact with one another. But then, and this is the best part right here, is that when Buzzy retired, he decided that, or he and Karen decided, that they'd come back to Gulfport to live. And Buzzy came by to see me at my place and told me what they were going to do. And my first thought was, God, he hasn't changed one bit. He has that same infectious laugh, that smile that everyone loved. But of course, one thing he had lost was his hair. And but that's about all. He was the same homey person he always was, just so much fun. And I really kind of worried about y'all, because I thought, God, they don't know anybody. Well, anyway, I played tennis with a group of people for, I guess, about 20 years or so. So I asked them if it would be all right to invite Buzzy. Sure, let him come on out. Well, anyway, Buzzy went out, and they accepted him right away. I think it's because he was as bad as we were. And also because he was just like us. He didn't care who won. He just wanted to have a good time, to laugh at us and to laugh at himself. And that went on for, what, 17 years, I guess. Our tennis group would meet for dinner once a week, every Friday night. So Karen and Buzzy joined us. And I guess we've done that every Friday night for the last 17 years.
25.
Huh? Well,
25 or 30.
with them.
Lost track of time.
Have I? Well, that's probably true. But anyway, that's about all that I have to say. I'd like to talk to you about our time when we were in college, but it's not appropriate that I address that. I'll leave that to someone else, or maybe in a private conversation. But anyway, we're all going to miss Buzzy. But one thing you won't miss, if you think about that laugh and that smile, you'll always smile back. Okay.
I'm Oney Raines, and I was a year behind Buzzy in high school. He was an older man. And then we, like Henry, we went off and I lost contact, so I really didn't get to meet Buzzy and Karen until they moved back into town and joined the tennis group, really. Buzzy had a good tennis stroke, but like all of us, you either hit the ball right straight to him or you just called it a good shot. Didn't dare to move. People have friends, and a lot of friends, and then you have friends that you can depend on to help you when you need help. And Buzzy was that kind of friend. If I had trouble with the boat, I'd call Buzzy. When Buzzy got interested in something, he'd get an encyclopedic knowledge of what was the fishing tackle or the boat stuff. After Hurricane Katrina, he told me, you got to get some corrosion X. And I thought, what in the world is that? But if you guys ever need to loosen something up that's corroded, go get corrosion X and spray it. It'll melt anything. But Buzzy spent the afternoon before Katrina helping me put my dumb boat on the trailer, which I rescued and haven't used since then. So it sits in the backyard as a monument. Buzzy and I would hunt, fish, play tennis. One time on a hunting trip, it was right when we first started going, I said, Buzzy, now it's all okay to walk along here, there's only one hole. Boom! And he was in that dark hole, and I heard all this complaining the rest of the morning because his foot was cold. Water had gone over his hip boot. But of all the hunting trips, I only had a couple that were really magical. And Buzzy was on one of those where the birds flew over and we shot and it fell down like automatic. And I always remember that. And then the little video of fishing things. Buzzy's boat had 2 speeds. It either sat still or it was full speed. And he had this navigation thing, low ran. And for some reason, he had a list of the points on a little book, 1, 2, 3, and you had to put the number in. So we would go out and do big circles while Buzzy was reading the book, trying to and where we were going, you could just look over it. Bad eyes. But anyway, I'm going to miss him. I don't know who I'm going to call when I have trouble with my boat. And I had plans for this summer. And Buzzy's had these plans. This is the summer I'm going to use the boat. And my plan was to get Buzzy, and we would go just in close, not up to going off. If I'd have told him that, he probably would have gotten out of the bed and been well. But we'll have to put those off for a while. But I'm going to miss him.
I'm Earl Nichols, and I consider myself and Buzzy good friends. When Buzzy retired and moved back here, I had just retired, and so he and I spent an awful lot of time during the week when everybody else was working, out fishing and playing and enjoying ourselves. Only stolen all of my thunder, so I really don't have much else to say except there was one time that Buzzy and Oney and I went on a quail hunting trip over around Macomb, wasn't it, Oney? And there was a guide there, and he had 2 dogs, and Oney and Buzzy went one way, and I went the other way with the guide. So we came back together, the 3 of us got together later on that day, and I think we just about killed all the birds that were out there. And all of a sudden, one bird flushed right in front of the 3 of us. The 3 of us cut loose. 3 shots each, 9 shots. And that bird fell, and Buddy says, I got it! How Buzzy knew that was his bird. But he was a good friend, and we'll all miss him.